military, specifically that branch?
Go to college, and my parents couldn't afford to go to college. I had a friend that had chosen the Air Force, and we were going to go in the buddy system, but we kind of got separated at the AFI station. It just appealed to me. I liked it. I went and took the test and did well, and I was shocked. I mean, they had me working in the missile field, and I never imagined this little girl from the country would be working with SRAM missiles, but that's where they put me.
That's a funny story why I joined the Air Force. Well, my dad was a career Army guy, and so when it got to the point where I was getting ready to graduate from high school, and he kept pressuring me as far as, well, what are you going to do when you finish school? So my dad wanted me to go to West Point, and I always said, man, it's a good dream for you, but it was for me. I just wasn't groomed for that, and so I kind of joined the Air Force because I was afraid if I joined the Army, I'd end up being stationed with my dad, and my whole idea was to get away from him. And so when I was at 17, I graduated from high school on a Tuesday, and Friday, because I graduated from high school in El Paso, Texas. I'm originally from South Carolina. And so that Tuesday I graduated, and that Friday I was on the bus, Greyhound bus, headed back to South Carolina. And things didn't work out so great as far as the job market and everything. And so some other friends of mine was joining the Army, and this was at the end of the Vietnam War. And I know that I didn't want to, I wouldn't have gone to Nam anyway because I'm the only living son. But everyone was saying how difficult it was to get in the Air Force. And plus, my dad was bugging me about what was I going to do when I finished high school. I told him I would join the Air Force. I didn't know nothing about the Air Force at the time. I just told him that so he could stop bugging me and ask me what was I got to do when I finished school. So that's how I ended up joining the Air Force. And like I said, 17, he had to actually sign for me to go in.
What is your favorite memory from the time serving?
One I can give you is I had earned Airman of the Month, and it earned me a free ticket to the Field Museum in Chicago. And I got to leave the base and take a bus and go explore the Field Museum and come back, and it was a nice break from everything. But I think one of the biggest things that I liked about the military was being able to travel to different places that I had never seen before.
I would have to say that my favorite memory from the time that I served was the gas chamber. When you go in, it's always funny to watch everyone try to keep their composure, but none of them do. As soon as they take off their mask, almost everybody starts to either throw up or cough or choke. And so I think that was one of the funnest things that I enjoyed.
What is the funniest moment you remember?
I was not prepared to answer that question until we started talking, because a lot of service humor is what I call location joke. You had to be there to get it. It's very situational, and but I think everybody can understand this one. I was in Saudi Arabia, and it's not laugh out loud funny, but it was just very eye-opening. And because we were women, the U.S. Army has women soldiers, and that culture is not accepting of women, kind of outside, uncovered, and so forth. And especially in that time, that was many years ago. So basically, they were told that all U.S. soldiers were men. All U.S. soldiers were men. And I was in the commissary buying some supplies. We were having a little cookout to kind of celebrate ending a project. But anyway, I was in the commissary, and this little girl was in there with her dad. And I had my hair up, but blonde hair, blue eyes, and I looked like a girl. There was no denying, and she came running around the corner and just stopped and stared at me. And it was just that little realization, like, she knows I'm a girl, but she's going to keep it quiet. It was a kind of an eye-opening moment into their culture, and hopefully into ours too. Like, I want that little girl to know she can do anything she wants.
Apparatus is a god.